Chief Judge Guy D. Dutzer. Richard Boyd, you know who I am. I am not contacting you for Stephen Avery. I'm not contacting you for subsequently Brendan Dassey. I'm not contacting you for the prosecution. I'm contacting you because of you. There was a instant in the Navy where a captain of a ship never took his ship out of this particular harbor. He was new, and the USS Missouri, a battleship, was given orders to steer to the right of a buoy. And the helmsman and lee helmsman and the petty officer to watch informed the officer that he was incorrect. And the question here is, does the crew follow the instructions of the captain and run the ship aground? Or does the crew, knowing better, decides to disobey the captain's orders and save the ship? See what I'm saying? Now, what had happened in this particular case is they said, okay, you want it your way, you're going to charge me for disobeying a direct order? Well, then fine. Right into the mud they whip. So, who's responsible? Really? The lee helmsman and the helmsman and the petty officer to watch knew damn well that this captain's orders was going to beach the ship. They knew better, but they chose to follow orders and thus grounding the ship. The standing orders in the Navy is, at all costs, save the ship. Had they refused and that captain was going to charge them with disobeying a direct order, it comes into play as the crew saved the ship in spite of the captain. Now, what does that have to do with the Stephen Avery case, of which you have now? You're presiding over it. It's your baby now. Okay? Let me explain to you your situational terrain. You don't know this case. You just found out. Just decided to you. There it is. It's a brand new case to you. You know shit. Okay? What you need is a harbor master. Somebody that knows this harbor. Somebody that knows this case. That's outside of this case. See, you're all stuck in this case. Everything has to be legal, you know. Well, if you want to stick it that way and no more communications from me, well, then just ground that case. You're going to basically beach your office. See, the ship isn't the captain, and the court's not the judge. You're just the officer of the court. So I am here as a friend of the court, contacting the officer of the court, telling the officer of the court that you better beware because you're going to ground yourself. And in doing that, you're going to screw yourself over. You see, we're coming into play where you're actively engaged in anti-constitutional activity and you don't know it, but you're about to find out. I'm here on behalf of the Constitution of the United States of America and on the U.S. Code, so I'm coming from that angle. And here's the way this works. If you fuck this up, they will probably take you, they could arrest you and put you in federal prison, dude. Okay? You are actually acting unlawfully and illegally, but you got court orders, which are worth shit, by the way. So you don't have a case at your jurisdiction. You don't have a case. You don't have jurisdiction. I'm telling you, you have no jurisdiction over Stephen Avery, Brendan Dassey. You have no jurisdiction. Why? Because they've never been convicted. Why have they never been convicted? Because fraud was perpetuated on the court. Kratz and the gang, they have fraud all over the place. This thing is wrought with fraud. So, what you do is you sign Stephen Avery's conviction with a big void. I want you to void Stephen Avery's conviction immediately. Get him out of your system now. Because every day that he's in the system is getting closer and closer to beaching your court. Gonna sue your ass off. So you want to minimize damage. Get him out of there quick. In doing that, you will order Brendan's case brought before you, and you will sign that void, because they are void. Now you don't have a case. Then what you do is you whip out warrants of arrest, and you go right on down that list of warrants of arrest. Now, you don't sign them and you don't date them, but you let them know that they're on your desk. Then you bring in all the attorneys into a case conference, specifically on one item only, the RAV4. All the lawyers are there for nothing else other than just the RAV4. Period. It. Here's what you're going to find. You're going to find there's 3 RAV4s. They use 3 RAV4s. Why? Because there's 3 distinct colors in the Toyota color codes. There are pieces off of one vehicle that's not supposed to be on another vehicle. This thing's been switched around. It started out green, it ends up blue. It started out one color, ends up 3 colors. You've got green, blue, and black door handles on the same vehicle in the same photo shoot. Then you have the same vehicle in supposed to be the same photo shoot, but the door handles are black and the Cadillac is gray and everything is like a Toyota K95. But 760, which is the Toyota color code, is a one color. So you start with green, one color, you have blue, one color, and then you have blue with 3 different colors on it. Somebody is fucking around with the RAV4s. And they're doing that for a reason. You have to be able to read the RAV4s correctly, of which I have done. When the lawyers got a hold of it, what do they know about automotive paint, trim, codes? You know, they don't. So when they went in and argued this in court, they did not know what they were arguing. They were arguing shit. And it's been that way ever since. Now, here's the deal. Teresa Marie Halbach has a blue RAV4. And that blue RAV4 is all blue. So she's got that. But that's in her name. That's listed in the DOT, all right? Department of Motor Vehicles. She's listed with the state as that being her vehicle. So, yeah, technically, that's Teresa's vehicle. So when Kathleen T. Zoner writes, Teresa's RAV4, she's not lying. That's Teresa's legal RAV4. But everybody that saw her with it swears it's green, not blue. It doesn't change color code from green to color code blue. It doesn't do that. That's two separate vehicles are being described. In addition to, the green one was taken into impound at Cleveland Auto on the 3rd, just 20 minutes before they broadcast Teresa missing person. So they already had the green RAV4. And it says, be on the lookout for the green RAV4, the one they have in Cleveland Auto Salvage. Then they find a blue one on which belongs to Teresa. It's in her name, RAV4, on Avery property. It's planted. You will instruct all these attorneys to give you a brief regarding the RAV4. Every single one of them. All of them. And you're going to study the RAV4. Order them to study the RAV4. There are programs to tell whether a picture has been manipulated or not. You will order all of the photographs, all of them, every single one that has a depiction of a RAV4 in it, and it is being sold as Teresa's RAV4, and you'll have a photo analysis. What I did, just some pictures and a screen grab, okay? You guys, if you order this, you order a photo forensic analysis of all the RAV4s in picture sets involved in this case, and you will find that there's not all the it's not the same. It's just not the same. They're using different RAV4s. And the reason why they're using different RAV4s is specifically for the purpose of not framing Stephen Avery. They don't want to frame Stephen Avery, but somebody does. So, you have Kasork and Bogle. Those two ordered Stephen Avery framed. Yes. They told Herman, frame Stephen Avery. So, what did Herman do? Herman supplied RAV4s. That's what. And they put up the one that Teresa owned, but not the one she drove. And there's a reason why there's green, and there's a reason why there's blue. It just didn't happen that way. It's because they did not want to set Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey got thrown in as collateral damage, but they did not want to set him up. Period. So they switched RAV4s. This was done months, years, 3 years in advance. And Teresa's running around with a green RAV4 that she's putting a license plate on, when the license plate belongs on a blue RAV4. So you will notice that this case always has this green-blue RAV4 controversy. Well, there is no controversy. One's green, one's blue. And then the blue one has been doctored to look like a K95, which is a code combination. But it's still 760. But somebody put a hole in the back of it Yeah, there's a hole. It looked like they shot it or something. And the other one doesn't have that hole. So that one's tagged, it's marked, and the other one's not tagged, it's not marked. To differentiate between those two. The glass has been replaced. The bullet hole, the glass is replaced. No bullet hole, original glass. There are differences in these rapports, and you want that analysis. You want that analysis. And when, not if, but when you find out that they've been doing switcheroos, and they've been using paint programs, and they're changing parts out, that's fraud on the court. That's fraud on the court. You can't. They got Steven Avery's conviction and Brendan's conviction through deception. Yes. Kratz, Ballin, Gahn, they were out to get a conviction. They were not out for justice. They were out to get a conviction. And a conviction they got. But it sucks because it was never. So what you're going to do is order that up, and you're going to find that that's exactly what happened, and then you're going to be able to sign all the warrants, fill it all in with all the crimes that they committed, and sign a son of a bitch, and go have them all arrested. There's no excuse for this. We, us, the community, has been trying to tell them over the years and years and years, but they just don't want to listen because it's not in their benefit to listen. Because if what we're saying is true, and it is, then they're the ones that are getting hot water because Stephen already spent 10 years in prison. Now they can't go back. See, so now they're in a dilemma, and they have to maintain the color of authority, of which they do not have. Then they are conspiring against rights, even to the point that this becomes a RICO. And you're in charge of a RICO. I'm letting you know that. Now that you have been informed, you know that when you looked at those photographs, and you're going through those photographs, you know damn well they're not the same vehicle. You know that. And so does everybody else. So they're pretending you're not. Now then. There is this program, it's called Final Draft. You want to hire some screenwriters to write down in screenplay format the entire case and how it went. And using this program properly is going to spit you out every single lie, every single truth. It's going to just iron this whole entire case out. And you'll have convictions. Now, if you don't get convictions and arrest all these attorneys that defrauded the court, then the federal government will be coming to you for you defrauding the court. So understand that you're in a situation, you're the man, you're holding the bag, and you don't know what you have. So, you will, again, write out Boyd and kick Steven Avery, call up Brendan Dassey's conviction, write Boyd on that, and get him out of there. Where are they going to do? Where are they going to go, and what are they going to do? There was no case against them to begin with. They have never been convicted in a court of law. There is no statute of limitations on fraud. You may say, statute of limitations on fraud. Bullshit. It's statute of limitations when you find out there's fraud, but not from the day of conviction. They only have the time run out and then fraud's already good. That don't work. Oh, well, it's past, No. There's no statute of limitations. And if Stephen Avery is brought properly before any court, anywhere, he can use fraud upon the court and get him out. You're stuck, dude. They handed you the bag. You had a 5-minute window when you had conversation. Kathleen T. Zellner is going to file false shit. She's been filing false shit all this time. Now, when you have that many people involved and you can identify that there is changing the vehicles, there's a motivation to frame Stephen, there's a motivation to not frame Stephen, it's all right there. You don't know about it. You're finding out about it. It's all right there. You have a decision to make. You can keep this going and go down with them, or the buck stops with you. Send down arrest warrants for all of them. How they get out of being arrested is that they have to tell you exactly every single thing that they were involved with that RAV4. Nothing else, just a RAV4. Question. All of them. How many RAV4s were involved? There you go. If there is more than one RAV4 involved, and there is, and all this is going on, and there is, then it's not a question of Stephen Avery, Brendan Dassey didn't kill Teresa Halbach. Who did? No. It's if you're playing around with these vehicles and you're doing this staged operation. Stephen Avery, Brendan Dassey did not kill Teresa Marie Halbach because there's other players involved that Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey just cannot possibly be involved with. Then you're going to basically find out that there's a shitload of RAV4s and Teresa Marie Halbach cannot possibly be dead because you got too many players doing too many things to make it a sabotage that they're not worried about Teresa's health. Teresa's alive. So, you start at the very beginning and you say, number one, Teresa's alive. Convince me that she's dead. I'm not taking your shit. And number two, convince me that that's her RAV4. In every single set of photographs. You won't do it. It won't do it. They won't do it. They can't do it. And that's what you do. You tell them, prove me Teresa's dead, and you prove to me that every single photograph that you took, that you put into evidence as Teresa Marie Halbach's vehicle, explain it. And they can't. When they can't, then you arrest their ass for fraud on the court. They're putting in fraudulent documents. Do they know that they're fraudulent documents? Well, let me see now. If they didn't know, it was their responsibility to know. Why do I know and they don't? Huh? I have records dating back for a decade of me sending information to Zellner, Nyrider, Drizzen, Beauty, Strang, and they don't respond. They don't respond. So if you want to go the legal road, that is Teresa Halbach, and her blood and Stephen's blood are in that vehicle, that's a vehicle that Teresa Halbach drove one time that we know of in Green Bay, where the officer said that her vehicle was blue. Her license plate is to the vehicle that's blue, but yet she's driving a green one because of W Bay News. which they got from Trish's mother, said it was green, and Mike Halbach, he picked out the photograph of a lineup, and he picked out solid green. Gave it to Pagel. Pagel gave it to WBA. WBA broadcast it twice. Then you didn't see it in the news after that. Nope. They found the vehicle, but we're not going to show you pictures of it. You see, so back then they knew then, and they knew that what they were doing was illegal and unlawful and unprofessional. So I'm here trying to save your ass. Okay? So I hope you take my suggestions and do it. What's it going to cost you? What's it going to cost you if you don't do it? And come to find out I'm right. And you will. And now you involved yourself as a part of that RICO scheme. See, you don't know about it. You're ignorant. You just walked into it. You got photographs. Those photographs is proof positive. There is no reasonable suspicion, okay? There's no probable cause. That is fact. There it is. Those are compared, and they're not the same, period. You know that. You know that the second you looked at it. You're just making sure that you're confirming everything before you let them out with a fraud, okay? Just right, Boyd. There you have it. If you don't do that, this video will be used in a court of law to fry your ass. So I hope you do that. You put a stop to all proceedings. Stop to all proceedings. And launch an investigation into just the RAV4s in evidence. You go out to the storage unit and go look at that RAV4. Yeah. Evidently, it's supposed to have been scrapped and it's not in storage anymore. You want to do that. Don't proceed on. Do not let Kathleen T. Zellner continue to defraud the court. Dresden, Knight Rider, they're defrauding the court. I've told them over and over and over again. They won't do it. Why? Because they're legalistic. You may be legalistic. Yeah, it's her vehicle on paper. But that's not what she drove. Can we prove it? Yes. Because what she drove was sitting up in Cleveland Auto. We got tracked down to Cleveland Auto. It's in the paperwork. Kathleen T. Zellner even went to the court and told the court that there's a green RAV4 Cleveland Auto and there's a blue RAV4 down here at Avery Auto Salvage. So she just told that out there, and she knows. But after that, she quit that and just went ahead, quit reporting the green RAV4. So she went with it. Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey has never been convicted in a court of law. They're unconvicted individuals that's sitting in prison at this time. That is the situation which you have. I'm a friend of the court.